I actually wrote The Polygamist in 2010 after the World Cup. So it kind of feels like a full circle moment now because we're in another World Cup cycle. And when I wrote, it took me 6 months to write it, simply because at that time, I had more time on my hands, and I wrote it religiously for 6 months. And when I approached publishers, they just weren't interested. And my editor at the time, Paula Murray, said to me, maybe you should consider self-publishing it. She said, she was like, this is a great book. I think you should self-publish. And she had done self-publishing before. So she kind of, walked me through the process. I wasn't familiar with self-publishing, but it's now a very common route that many authors take, where you have to, it's essentially funding the whole process from editorial, typesetting, printing, and distribution. You take responsibility and you have to market the book yourself. But for me, it taught me a lot about the industry and publishing and as an industry. And so I felt also it was empowering, because if you understand self-publishing, it's you receive all the proceeds from writing as opposed to traditional publishing where you get paid a royalty. So for me, it opened my eyes, and I learned a lot. And I think knowledge is always going to give you power, So yes, it was discouraging because for years I'd been yearning to get published. So, when people tell you no, it hurts. But, there's self-publishing was the other option. And I also wanted to say, look, if I do this and the book doesn't take off, then it really means this is not for me. And so for me, it was like, a reckoning. Yeah, because it's like coming out. And so it was a test for me to see how well the book will be received. And it wasn't really well received. I mean, I published in South Africa. I was fairly unknown at the time there in the writing circles. The offtake of the book was very, very slow. And the people who brought my book first were friends and, customers. So it was a very, it didn't really take off.